Hello and welcome to this lecture of The Hindu Newspaper Analysis. Today is 11th August 2020 and we are going to discuss an editorial which is written by our former National Security Advisor M.K. Narayan, isolating China as proposition and the reality. First of all, wish you very happy Krishna Janmashtami. Currently, rounds of talks between both the military commander is going on, and there is no any breakthrough coming out from these round of talks, and situation remain unchanged. As China resiled from its traditional 1962 claims and its unwillingness to status quo ante. After this, words of war has begun between both of the countries. This is followed by an action in August 2019 in which India changed administrative status of Jammu and Kashmir. After this, China waded into and criticized India, what is India essentially a internal matter. Currently, relation between China and USA is deteriorating and both the countries seeking allies to join their camp. There are rhetoric and display of military might on both of the sides. In this time, countries, especially in Asia, they find them in difficult position as most of them are loath to take side because they hardly find any difference between both of them, and USA may not necessarily the first choice of the countries of Asia and Asia Pacific, and in case of China they are more feared than loved. In Asia except Pakistan, no country have any doubt about China's imperialistic ambition and authoritarian worldview of Xi Jinping. As we have seen how China has virtually undertook Hong Kong under Xi Jinping, and before this region has also witnessed a land grabbing attitude of China starting from 1970s of Paracel Island of Vietnam, in 1990s Spratly Island, and in 2012 Scarborough Shoal Island of Philippines. Currently, while rest of the world wrestling with COVID-19, China stepped in renaming nearly 80 geographical units, claiming over it China's sovereignty. And in this, China using its favorite approach, unilateralism, especially dealing with its small neighbor. This reflects implicitly unwritten code of China's Belt and Road Initiative and Maritime Silk Road. Even this, hardly any country in Asia is willing to confront China and take side with USA. Countries in East Asia are unwilling to take side at this juncture as they consider China as a natural shield over South China Sea from any external influence. ASEAN countries displayed wariness about due to presence of US aircraft and Chinese missile in the region, and it has been enough to make countries in the region to don't take any side with US and against China. And in this, China is determined to press home irrespective of international law and regional concern. USA is try to control China's influence in the world from their series of dictates, and UK is also decided to end reliance on Chinese import or call of Huawei's 5G trial in the United Kingdom, but China is confident enough of its stronghold on global economy and it would be wise for India to recognize all of this. So it is equally necessary to realize that how a economic issue is important for a country is, and Australia is prime example of this. Even being a member of Quad, in its 2 plus 2 meeting with US, the Australia made it clear that it will not take any contrary action, a action which is contrary to of its interest, because economic engagement with China is also important for Australia. We can cite another example of UK when Secretary of the US in its parliament stated that UK is want to work with China positively. Thus, it is more than evident that economic ties of a country is more important than its military and strategic one. Even after grave concern from Chinese side, ASEAN country adopted a default position, that is not to take any side, because China is the biggest trading partner of ASEAN. At this time, India finds its traditional neighbor less helpful. Standoff with China at Ladakh sector had given an opportunity to Pakistan to fish in troubled water, as it came out with its fake map, which includes parts of Indian territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Siachen, and parts of Gujarat. And currently, the relationship with Nepal is also not good, as recently Nepal published its a new political map including Kalapani area of Indian territory in its map, and return of Rajapaksa is not go well with India Lanka relation in future. And there is also cause of concern in the strain in the relationship between India and Bangladesh due to India's internal politics, especially Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, since it can provided a base headed against a Chinese activities in the region. Chinese Foreign Ministry in a virtual summit with Nepal, Pakistan and Afghanistan proposed a economic plan with Nepal termed as a trans-Himalayan multidimensional connectivity network, and also proposed expansion of China-Pakistan economic corridor to Afghanistan on the lines of China-Pakistan economic corridor. China is also inroading in Iran at the India's expense. As we have seen, China and Iran are pursuing an economic and security partnership where China will invest in Iran energy and other sector in exchange of regular supply of Iranian oil for next 25 years. China has positioned itself by circumventing India's monopoly over Chabar by providing a significant economic aid for Chabar Afghanistan rail link by undercutting India's aid for the same. Currently, geobalancing is not happening against China's interest. So, country like India, while formulating its future strategy, should consider all happening around the world. This is all from this lecture. Thank you.